See you in 3 days. That is where we're going to be spending our next 3 nights. And this is the new piece of machinery that's going to get us there. So after 40 years and almost 80,000 miles, it was finally time to retire the old Nissan Pathfinder. How's it going, man? That's not a regular. Nice. After multiple trips to the Keys, Great Lakes, not to mention just driving all around the Garden State. It was definitely overdue that we upgraded something with a little more space and a bed. So currently I'm behind the wheel of a 2018 Ford F-150 XLT, and still, after almost a month of driving this, I could not be more stoked. I was kind of waiting for the right time to make this a video, but I've already done about 20 fishing trips in this truck, all of which have been local, nothing too crazy as of yet. But as you can tell by the background back there, we are going a little bit harder today. We've got a 200-mile drive left. We've already been driving for about an hour and a half, and this truck right now is packed to the teeth. So we've got our portable charger here, obviously our little coffee, a couple snacks, 3 days worth of clothes right there. Drone. Back here we've got a makeshift mattress with a bunch of tackle and a whole bunch of other bags of goodies and things that we're probably going to be utilizing over the next couple days. But this truck really is fantastic, especially after fishing and just absolutely sending it out of an SUV for the last 4 years. The most important part right back there, the bed, has just been absolutely a game changer for so many cents. Coming off the beach, throwing my waders in there, throwing beach cart, leaving clams back there for 2-3 weeks. But as far as the interior, no real bells and whistles. I really only added 2 things to this truck. Obviously gonna need some floor liners here for all those times we're coming in sandy, muddy, soaking wet. And just yesterday I installed these Carhartt seat covers here. So we're rocking about 80,000 miles here. Again, I did buy this a month ago. I've already put about 3,000 miles on it. If you guys have watched any of my other videos, you probably would have seen I'm a pretty heavy driver. Driving all over the East Coast, as well as just driving a lot locally. I tend to rack up a lot of miles in a very short amount of time. And my old SUV, the Nissan Pathfinder, never really broke down or anything. Just started to get old, have some signs of wear and tear. Plus it was nearing 180,000 miles. Didn't know how much longer it would have. The air conditioning has never worked. Sensors all kind of broke, so I was unable to use the 4-wheel drive. And after a little bit of an incident in Tampa on one of my last trips, the suspension system was not doing too hot either. So I figured in order to stay on top of the ball and to really make the most out of any vehicle and any trips I was doing, I should look into a pickup truck. And the opportunity arose. I was able to get a really good deal on this truck right here. And this is the first real actually big trip, especially the first trip where I'm going to be sleeping in the vehicle. This should kick off Summer of the Sens, where we've got a lot of really exciting and really interesting trips planned, all of which is going to end early/mid-August on a long distance trip to a new location where I'm going to be living for the next 2 to 3 years. And no, thank God we're not moving to New York City. We're just going to be here for a couple minutes, passing through on our way to our destination.
In a quarter mile, turn right on the Dillon Street.
Come August, I'm actually going to be driving this truck 14 hours south to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, where I'm going to be continuing and completing my college career. So believe it or not, I am actually in college, despite seemingly fishing 24/7. I'm a business management major, and I've spent the last 2 years at a regional school in South Jersey that a lot of you Jersey guys may know, and that's Stockton. I've been at Stockton for the past 2 years, and it was always in my mind that I was going to transfer out junior and senior year. I really just wanted to save some money and stay local for the first 2 years, but it wasn't until like 2 months ago that I decided I was going to go to Alabama. I always thought I was going to end up going to school in Florida. Instead, I was going to transfer my freshman year to Miami, but the tuition bill was almost like 80 grand. And while I don't really care about wasting money that much, I do care about wasting that much money. So after a couple semesters of applying to Tampa, which was my #1 school, I applied to 9 schools for next year: Alabama, Georgia, Tampa, University of Florida, University of South Florida, Central Florida, and Coastal Carolina. A whole mess of schools there in the South. And Alabama was my #1 choice, and they were the first school that got back to me. So I got that admission decision back in March, and it's been a couple months now. I've just been kind of getting everything ready. I'm still awaiting loan acceptance and housing. Right now I have nowhere to stay and no money to pay for school, but those things should be ironed out in the next couple days.
In a quarter mile.
So after 2 years at a relatively small school, and definitely a comparatively smaller school, it's going to be quite the change of pace to finish up my education at a school of 60,000 kids in Alabama versus a school of like 10,000 kids in New Jersey. First year at Stockton, I just commuted from home. I would drive about an hour every day, only had classes 3 days a week. This past school year, I actually moved to an off-campus house, which was pretty sick, especially because I was right there next to the parkway. I was able to fish whenever I wanted, and it was just very convenient traveling around. But as I just briefly mentioned earlier, it's always been my mind transferring to a bigger school. As I always preach on the channel, I love to say never end the send. I try to live my life as full send as possible. Just make the most of everything. So you can only do the college thing once. So I'm really excited to kind of switch things up and just have a completely different college experience than what I've had thus far. Obviously, I still plan on fishing while I'm down there. I've already mapped out a couple cool spots. Gonna be doing quite a bit of driving, it looks like, because Tuscaloosa isn't exactly on the ocean front, but it's only like 3 or 4 hours away, which to me is just like a quick jog down the block. So with that being said, folks, kind of explaining the past, present, and future, what we're doing right this second is headed eastbound on the Long Island Expressway, and we're gonna be spending the next 3 days out here chasing some hot spring run fishing. So we've got about an hour left in the GPS. I'm gonna try to find a tackle shop somewhere coming up here where I can stock up on a couple plugs and other essentials that I might need out here. I really don't want to half send this send here. I just want to get a little bit more prepared than I normally am. If you're gonna do something, you might as well do it right. Thank you. Yep. All right, just dropped $110 over budget. Went in there trying to spend 50 bucks. Spent 160 instead, but shout out J&H Tackle. I seen all their videos online and stuff. Had a cool selection of stuff right there. Picked up a decent selection of surf plugs, just generic stuff. Because, again, I really don't want to half send this send here. So time to get back on the parkway. And for once in my life, we're actually on time or something. I'm meeting a new friend in about 20 minutes here, and it's about a 20-minute drive, so. Let's get back on the road. Hey, how's it going, man? Nice to meet you.
You are a lot taller in person.
Yeah. Oh, you got a couple rods up here, too.
Just a couple.
Damn. Oh, yeah. All right, folks. We made it. We're here with
What's up?
Paulie of what, Get Real Bass
Get
Fishing,
Real Bass
right?
Fishing.
And we're about to get dialed, hopefully. So I have never seen quite at a more dialed surf fishing setup here. I mean, I'm sitting right next to 6 rods. We just kind of chatted in the parking lot for a second. Got my bag pack with hopefully what we're gonna use to catch some big bluefish.
Big bluefish, yeah.
Big bluefish. I'm stoked on that. You were just saying what, 16 pounder?
16 pounders, yeah.
16 pounder, I'll take that. It's like 16 times my current PB. But yeah, I'm stoked. I just threw on the waders here. It's 11 o'clock right now. Just got done driving 6 hours here. So I'm stoked to get on a bike. Got 500 milligrams of caffeine in my blood. And well, we're feeling it. So let's get out, get rigged up, catch some fish. Yoop. All right, so what's the exact plan for us over here?
All right, so we got a good tide on us right here. We're gonna be fishing an outgoing tide right now. We got big bluefish up to 16 pounds, sometimes a little bit bigger. We're gonna be trying for some bass if they're here, and maybe some fluke, but throwing either top water if we have it, because top water is always fun, or mag darters, SP minnows, Joe Bag Swarters, and we're just gonna try to get as many big bluefish as possible.
That sounds absolutely phenomenal to me. So we got the rods already here. It's just a quick little march down to the water. All right, so laying my eyes on the first site here in Long Island. Water Looks like I'm back in the Keys, except for the 50-degree wind chill right now, but it looks absolutely beautiful. We just got a 3,500 pen slammer rigged up on a 8-foot Tsunami Trophy 2. He's throwing an SP over there, right? Bunker color. I'm gonna throw the Jersey Special Chicken Scratch Hydro Minnow. So without further ado, let's just wait out, get wet, and hopefully get tight. On again. What? Oh, there you go. Oh yeah, they're growing. All right, so personally I'm embarking on the walk of shame here as we move to spot number 2. Keith has outfished both me and Paulie. He's got 3 more fish than both of us combined. We both have a couple goose eggs. Want to fish this for a sec?
Yeah.
All right. Just got bit. Yeah. Never mind. All right, keep smoking them on that point right there. All right, so from the back bay portion of the barrier island we're fishing here, we ventured to the oceanfront side, just kind of scope it out. Paulie's friend Keith is out there on the sandbar right now. Just hooked up twice. I'm trying to jog in my water-filled neoprene waders out to the bar here because it looks like there's a couple fish out here on the bar. So looks like a pretty big bluefish right there. Let's get out there, start making some casts. It's been quite a grind so far today. Give it one last cast. There he is. That's a good fish right there, baby. You're smoking them today. That's a jumbo there, man. Oh my God. Dude, that's a giant bluefish. That might be 20 right there. What's that read? 16? Jesus. That's a slob right there. Come on, let me get one, please. Woo! See that one? Here we are at fishing spot number 2. Kind of checked out a bunch of different locales, but here's where we're actually gonna ideally make some casts and more than ideally hook up. So it's always cool to just kind of explore new spots out here. This is I mean, you didn't even know the spot existed until how long ago? 3 years ago. So thank God I'm here with Paulie because I never would have found this spot, never would have thought there'd be fish here. I would think maybe there's some minnows swimming around, but he said it drops to 40 feet deep just in this little tiny channel here. So bass, blues, fluke, all in the menu. Start making some casts and maybe turn this day around. Hopefully. All right, so hopefully not regretfully, I'm gonna start off here throwing my last white NLBN right here. A spot like this could hold some big striped bass, or at least some striped bass, regardless of size. So that's my goal right here. If I get destroyed by a bluefish, it's a necessary loss, I guess, because again, caught no fish so far today. Looking for that first bite. Let's give it a first cast. Found the bottom. All right, I'm snagged on the bottom here, and Paulie is snagged into a absolute slaunch.
Come up, come up, come up. Oh shoot, it's in the rock.
I think I snapped mine off. Well, that was an interesting sequence of events. That was a freaking nice fish.
Fish, man.
Well, I know what I'm doing now. I'm fluking. Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
All right, folks, so as you can tell by the new jacket and the slightly damper atmosphere, the rain pushed in, but seemingly so did the fluke. I just lost my last NLBN here on the bottom. Same exact time Paulie was hooked up to what looked like a doormat, and he just landed a quick little 16-incher while I was up re-rigging my setup over here to the good old-fashioned Jersey fluke chicken rig here. So it is deceivingly deep here right in front of me. We're just gonna cast out, fish with the current, and you know, hopefully jig up a fluke there off the bottom. Bass and blues were not cooperating for me thus far, so let's see if we can save the day here with a little showery fluke. That's a fish. Yeah. Little guy, really little one. Oh, what was I just talking about? Jumbo, dude. All right, my first catch of this Long Island scent here is a, I don't know, 1 pound, pound and a half sea robin right there. Thought it was a little short fluke, but hey, I'm stoked. Caught a fish this morning. I left South Jersey at 4 a.m. So 12 hours later now, finally got a bite. Now, there's definitely some fluke out here too though. If I can catch one of those, could potentially be dinner. That was back when you could like upload any video and it would get views. But that's my past experience. There's a fish. Feels better there. I don't know, sea robin-esque. Bluefish, I think, actually. Or a freaking fluke. What the hell, man? I don't know what I'm doing. I think it's a keeper. Oh!
No.
Gotcha. All right, they gotta be, what, 18 and a half here? Grab my tape measure real quick. Oh, definitely not close. 17 and a half. That's a Jersey keeper there. It's a slot. Rinse them off real quick. So much for the rinse.
Good rinse.
Yeah, good rinse. He'll come back. Awesome. That's my first game fish this Long Island trip right here. 17 and a half inch fluke. You know, 100 miles south would be a keeper, but I think there's a 20 out there calling my name.
For sure.
Let's get him.
Get him.
There he is. Barely ate it, but it feels a little bigger. Put the fluke, it might be a nice one. Chill, chill, chill. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby. Got him. That's a freaking slop, dude. Hell yeah, man. That might be 20 something there. That is a nice dark fish, man. He's been sitting in that mud a while. 20? Yeah, 20 and an eighth. Nice. Gotta put that eighth in there. Hell yeah, man. All right, there we are, folks. Just caught my first Long Island game fish not too long ago. Little 17 and a half incher. They gotta be 18 and a half inches here in New York State. There's our 20-inch fluke there. Some decent fillets on there. I really can't lie to you. It's been a pretty slow bite so far. Caught 2 sea robin. Caught that one 17 and a half incher. But grind it out. The fish will come. We're gonna be keeping that guy. That's gonna be our dinner. Probably gonna do a catch and cook here shortly. All right, folks, we just made our last cast of the day here, but about to take this fluke underneath the knife. It's really been such a grind all day to find a fish, but I just had a feeling at that spot we're gonna catch something, and it turned out to be dinner here. That is a good fillet right there, for sure. We've got about 4 more where that came from. All right, there is our 20-inch fluke. Just filleted here on the back of the pickup. Quite a proper break-in. Before we head out though to go cook this bad boy up for dinner, we want to give a huge shout out to Paulie for hooking me up, because even though it was a relatively slow day of fishing, I can guarantee you if I was out here by myself, it would have been a hell of a lot slower. So yeah, thanks for taking me to some spots that, I mean, they had fish. Big shout out to Keith for absolutely showing both of us up. He had 6 bluefish up to 16 pounds. Literally the biggest bluefish I've ever seen personally. I'm sure you've seen bigger than that. Probably caught bigger than that. I am here for 2 more days though. Today, Paulie was able to show me around a couple spots, but tomorrow and Tuesday are 2 days we've got to entirely fish. Today was kind of a travel day. Explore Long Island, meet up with Paulie. But again, huge thanks for taking me out. Check out his YouTube channel. He catches a lot of fish here on Long Island, something I do not do. So I'll put a little link below, and check out, what is it? Get real bass fishing. Hashtag smooch and release. So again, appreciate you, my man.
I appreciate you coming up. It was fun.
Yeah. I'm gonna take this fluke to the nearest parking lot. We've got to buy a pan, oil, butter, some seasoning, some tongs. So we've got a long night ahead of us here. But it's just step number 1 secured. So, all right, I'll catch you guys in the parking lot. All right, so right here we got our 20-inch flounder, freshly filleted. Does not get much fresher than this. Just poured out some classic Old Bay seasoning here on the paper plate. Just gonna take our fillet, just lightly douse it here in some Old Bay. You can never really have enough of this stuff. And then for some added crunch, we got a little paper plate of flour here. Just gonna toss that bad boy up and throw her in the pan. Really not that bad. All right, so this really has been one heck of an all over the place video. I really didn't want to go too in depth on the catch and cook because it's probably been quite a long video so far. Very long day. It's a little after 10 o'clock now. Woke up this morning at 4 o'clock. When we hopped on the road, and here we are in another state, about 200 miles away, munching down on some fresh flounder I just cooked out of my truck. So it's an all right meal right there. Nothing crazy. I probably should have splurged a little bit better on some good olive oil. But we covered a lot of things in this video, did a lot of things. Obviously, we're here in Long Island. We're gonna be spending the next 2 days up here, making some epic content for you. Hopefully a little bit better than today. Again, huge shout out to Paulie though for hooking us up today on Long Island. Really good guy, so definitely check out his channel. He does put in the time up here and does catch some fish. Again, check his stuff out. But I also introduced Truck, which just produced this modest flounder catch and cook. I will definitely be doing some more catch and cooks out there in the bed. Well, this is just kind of a last minute, you know, whatever's in the fridge or whatever's in the Walmart under $20 challenge. But also updated you guys the fact that I will be transferring to Alabama for next semester, which is still kind of crazy to me just to say out loud, and it probably won't even feel real till I'm in Tuscaloosa. But yeah, this is kind of just an off-the-cuff vlog style video, day in the life almost, if you will. A very chaotic day in the life, but that's just how it goes. So I'm gonna sit back here, munch on my chips I got, munch on my flounder, and probably have to drive another hour to where we're gonna wake up tomorrow and fish. So somehow, if you're a big fan of the fishing only content and made it this far in the video, stay tuned. There is gonna be some pretty sick fishing stuff coming up the next couple of days. So that's that, folks. I'm gonna drive to our next locale. We're gonna wake up in the morning. For now though, wish me a good night's sleep back here in my lovely quarters for the evening. So yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Never understand, baby.